Great. Hello, everybody. Rob here with WePayDebt.ca. Hope you're doing well. Going live on two devices right now. Giving it a shot. I'm live on my phone on Instagram and live on my computer here on YouTube. So hope this is working for you wherever you are, wherever you're watching. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. Wherever you are, glad to hear from you. Glad to see you. And please go ahead and put something in the comments. If you just want to say hi, that would be great. If you have a question, go ahead and post that too. I'd love to get to those in a little bit. Wanted to chat real quick about something that came to light today. Was chatting about this with my wife. Was looking back to where our numbers were at in 2016, 5 years ago this month. Okay, so January 2016, where were things at? I looked it up. Okay, I actually had the data because I'm nerdy enough to save my transactions like that. Okay, in January 2016, we paid a total of $608 towards debt, towards specifically non-mortgage debt. Okay, so consumer debt. So we had just discovered the Dave Ramsey plan. We were just thinking about playing with the idea of doing something with it, and we hadn't accomplished anything yet. And that month we paid $608 essentially in minimum payments, making very little progress, very little hope of progress to move forward. Okay. Fast forward to today, 2021, January 2021, we have paid 0 payments this month towards debt. It feels incredible. It feels absolutely amazing. And so, what does that look like? Even if our pay had not gone up, $600 every single month, that's ours. Right? If anybody, most people's pay does go up over a 5-year period, and ours has gone up a little bit. There's been a lot of tuition freezes. I work at the university here. There's been union issues with the nurses, which is my wife is a nurse. And so there's been lots of reasons why we haven't brought in substantially more money. Things have essentially stayed the same income-wise, but we have $600 more than we did back then. And the reason is because of getting rid of debt. So my whole point with this is to share some inspiration. Guys, it is totally worth getting rid of your debt. Totally worth it. Okay. So what I want to challenge you to do is add up how much are the minimum payments you're making right now. What kind of raise are you going to get? If you're here, go ahead and put it in the chat. Or if you're watching this in the recording, go ahead and put it in the comments. What kind of a raise are you looking forward to as soon as your debt's gone? Just in the minimum payments alone. It can really surprise you. Now, the next step after that, though, gets really exciting, is the question of getting the mortgage paid off. Okay. Now, over the last 5 years, our mortgage situation has changed quite drastically. 5 years ago, we were essentially on the edge of house poor. We had overbought in house in 2008. We had bought too much house, and it was a huge chunk, probably 40% of our take-home pay at the time, right? Way too much. And that was on a 40-year mortgage, right? Variable rate even, the absolute minimum we could pay. In 2016, when we were starting this program, it was better. It was certainly better than it was. Oh, almost, yeah, good to see you there on Instagram. Things were definitely better than where they had been at previously, but we were still not making any headway, right? So at 2016, so we're now 8 years into the house, and we had our payments there were just so that we could just barely afford them and be able to make progress on other stuff. Here's the cool thing, though. Since we got out of debt, we're actually paying double mortgage than we were paying then. You're like, what? That's awful, Rob. No. That's awesome. My goal now, my next goal, and this is the thing that keeps me going financially at this point, I want this house paid off. I am so excited at the idea of having 0 mortgage payment, right? That is just such an incredible thought to me that I'm so excited to go for it. I'm going all out. So we are paying it off aggressively. The minimum Dave Ramsey recommends, and the minimum I would recommend in the same way, would be a 15-year. Get it paid off within 15 years. So that alone raised our payments. When we got out of debt, We finished the emergency fund. That was one of the first things we did. We upped it to a 15-year. But since then, we've been upping it very, very slowly. It felt so good. Can't tell you. Last month, we put $1,000 extra onto our house. That felt amazing. Like Christmas, when people are going into debt, when we used to be the people who would go into debt and then watch for the credit card coming in January, right? We put $1,000 towards the principal of our house. Huge. Feels so great. And so now we've been slowly upping the monthly payments, and so we're at a rate. If everything goes the way it has been, and of course, things change all the time, so I have no idea what's going to happen. And God willing, hopefully everything goes well, right? We should be mortgage free before I'm 50, and that is just such an amazing thought. The thought, just looking at what a mortgage payment is right now, how much could that? How much amazing things could you do with a mortgage payment, right? Just think about it. Whatever your mortgage payment is right now, what if you had that much free money every single month? What could you possibly do with that, right? It's just incredible to think about that, to get a raise of that much money every single month. If you're renting, rent payment, same thing. Hey, Allison. If you're renting, same thing. How much could you make a difference in people's lives? How much could you give to needs that you know about and needs that you care about, needs that are close to your heart, if you didn't have a house payment, if you didn't have rent? Absolutely incredible. That's what keeps me going today. That's what gets me excited today, to be able to get my mortgage paid off. So with that, I hope that brings you some value today. I hope that brings you some excitement, some inspiration, that you feel like you can do this too, because it's totally doable. You might feel very, very far from that point right now. Amen. Start where you're at. Start where you're at. Wherever you're at, you start there and you say, okay, what can I do to move forward on this? My best advice is the Dave Ramsey baby steps, which is baby step 1, start with saving $1,000. Can you save $1,000 now? Have $1,000 a starter emergency fund. Okay. Number 2, pay off all your consumer debt. So that's pay off your credit cards, pay off your student loan, pay off your car payments. That was the thing. January 2016, our car payments, we paid $414 in car payments, right? That's all opened up now, which is incredible, right? So pay off your car, pay off your line of credit, whatever you've got, right? Just non-mortgage debt, including student loans, including some big stuff like that, okay? Baby step 3, once that's done, now your money is now freed up. Make sure you get that solid rainy day fund in there. Okay? And that was one of the things that's been the biggest change for us. We have a $21,000 emergency fund just sitting there doing nothing. It's actually costing us money. I know how inflation works. I know it's not invested. It's purposely sitting there costing us money, and that's okay, because it's not there as an investment. It's not there to make me money. It's not there to make me rich. It's to protect the things that make me rich. It's to protect our ability to make money. That if that furnace behind me goes out in my basement here, if that furnace goes out, that we have a way to keep living while that's happening. Okay, so build about 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Like what are minimum expenses to run your household? Take that number, multiply somewhere between 3 and 6. Whatever that number is, that's your fully funded emergency fund. Then once that's done, now imagine that feeling. 3 to 6 month emergency fund in the bank, no debt at all. So you've got much more room in your income. Things are awesome. And that's where we're at now. Baby steps 4, 5, and 6 are all done at the same time. Baby step 4, start putting at that point 15% of your income into retirement. Baby step 5, do something for kids' college. And baby step 6, as I was saying, pay off that house early. Okay? It's an incredible system, and it works. Millions of people have gotten out of debt. Many people have gotten much better off financially because of it. So I hope that brings you some value. I hope you found that helpful, inspiring, interesting. Thanks so much for tuning into that. Bonnie, we just sold our car last week. So glad it's done. It gives us 526 more every single month that we're able to use our savings. That's incredible, right? $500 on a car payment, right? Just the massive amount of freedom it gives you now, right? Where you're going on one side where you're just like, where am I going to get $5 because I ran out of something? I ran out of some diapers or something. Where am I going to find $25-$30 for a box of diapers when I already can't make my bills? Right? I guess it goes on the credit card again and just, this is my financial plan, right? That's the norm. Now $526 freed up. You've got that margin. Now the encouragement is you keep going, Bonnie. That's so awesome. Keep going. Throw that money at the debt, and you'll be out of debt all the sooner. It's going to be absolutely incredible when you're out of debt, and it's going to be totally, totally worth it. So I hope that encourages you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching the replay, please feel free to shoot me an email, rob@wepayoffdebt.ca. I would love to hear from you. Feel free to comment here and let me know if this brought you value. So thanks so much. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again.